looks like. But thanks for joining me, everyone. You won't get to see my lovely face, but once again, that's hardly why you're here. So Locust Body Soak is ready for the Globe Boys. Globe Boys still need to actually get in and get ready for their... Oh, Kelbask is not our fifth. There we go. It's mostly a lovely beard. I'm just a beard attached to a face that commands a human. Okay, so Globe Boys finally say they actually have their fifth. He's coming online. So we should hopefully be good to go for this draft shortly. I love both of these team names, Globe Boys and Locust Body Soak. Okay, we're off to the races on Dragonshire. So Dragonshire is normally seen as 1 4-1, or sorry, 1 and 4 roaming together. And so Sergeant Hammer is being banned out already by Locust Body Soak. A little bit unusual ban there. Unfortunately, I don't know much about these teams. They're both in their placement matches. So this is going to be their coming out party. Not coming out of the closet party, but, you know, their initial day one showing. So Globo is still taking their time on deciding who to ban out. So they're banning out Li Ming. Great ban. I mean, Li Ming is actually getting nerfed in the next balance update because of the fact that she is still incredibly good. So Falstad being the first pick for Locust Body Soak. This is a really smart pickup here. One, Gust is just pretty much broken. That's why they're adding 20 seconds onto his cooldown. And because he has his ability to fly, he can just steal away a shrine at any given time, get to where he needs to be. He can even potentially play top lane. And if Glow Boys don't pick up someone like a Thrall or Zug here, so they're opting for ETC. ETC is definitely a very strong pick here. And the only downside with picking up ETC this early is it's very easy for Locust Body Soak at this point to just choose a bunch of extra stuns. Thrall is going to be an easy counter for an ETC. And with Falstad already, Falstad just needs to hold onto his Gust, bust it out, and there goes the mosh. Sends it away. It's going to be a mosh pit for Folk Singer. So we're going to see from Glow Boys, Illidan. Illidan coming out really early. This is a very dangerous move here because they've showed their hand. Illidan is strong. Typically, people like to pick up, you know, additional things to support Illidan and build around Illidan. You don't necessarily need to play around Illidan. You can very easily just go and choose other things and have Illidan there to just be as annoying as he normally is. So we're going to see Brightwing and Greymane picked up here. Brightwing is one of the quintessential counters for Illidan. You just let Illidan come on in. You just say, "Come on, Illidan, come in, please. I got something for you." And then you polymorph. Bam, dead Illidan. So we're going to see the Uther ban here. This is a pretty smart ban because now they're pretty much saying to Illidan that you're not going to get a D shield and get to run along the back line and just tear us apart. But at this point, this just leaves another 2 potential heroes to counter Illidan. Now, Glow Boys could potentially be showing the Illidan hand to throw it off, but actually they're going really all in here. They're going with Medic and Tassadar. Tassadar is going throw on their shields. Medic is, insanely hard to out DPS while she's healing your target. And this is what I was talking about. The danger of choosing the comp that Glow Boys did is Muradin is already out of here. Artenis is out of here. There's so many counters for ETC's Mosh. There's pretty much nothing I'd expect ETC to do this entire game. The combination of Artenis is, even though people are not going to say Artenis is good, in this comp right now, in an all-in Illidan comp, dropping 4 seconds of blind on Illidan, if that's what their Artenis chooses, will pretty much be the end of Glow Boys. They'll have no damage. Their damage is going to come from Tassadar and Zag. That's not really damage. That's kind of like pissing in the wind and hoping to scare your enemies away. So this looks like this definitely looks like the match has already been decided for Locust. I mean, this draft is just so good out of them. I mean, they have DPS, Falstad, Greymane. They got a strong tank. They got good counters. There's going to be very little hope for Glow Boys. So Irish Flame, if you want to cast, you can jump into chairleague.com, and chairleague.com you can sign up to be one of the casters. And then you basically, Super Jova will interview. He's in the chat right now. And so we're off to the races to the first match of the evening. Jumping on over into Dragonshire. So what I expect to see is either Greymane or Falstad top. That's pretty much a given here. And if you have, we're clearly going to see Zag up there as well. So that leaves Tassadar clearing mid, ETC, Morales, and Illidan just rotating up and down. For mid, they're either going to have, I guess this will be the hard part. If Locust Boys, or sorry, Locust Body Soak, combining the two names, Locust Body Soak sends Greymane top. They need the Falstad with them to do DPS elsewhere. And if they don't, it'll be interesting. So on Glow Boys, we have Sean Swaggle on Illidan. We got Palladium on Tassadar. We got OK Koei on ETC Streamer, S Streamer. Lady Science on Zag. And for Locust Body Soak, we have DJ Not Nice on Artenis, Fracture on Falstad, Blue Abyss on Brightwing, Sengo on the Greymane, and Jemp on the Muradin. So we're already going to see everyone going for that bush party here. So the positioning is a little bit in advantage of Glow Boys, but this will probably just be a little bit back and forth. Playing some footsie right now. No one's probably going to go down here, especially with Medic. It's very, very hard for Locust to actually achieve anything this early in the game against Morales and Tassadar. But check this out. Glow Boy is doing the smart thing here, sending one top. They're already getting that soak. They're not really winning anything mid, and they're not really losing. But they didn't really lose much soak top at this point either. So Fracture already getting in a bit of a dangerous position, but not much fear for him at this point. So they are doing the 1-4. They sent Ardennis top, which is interesting. It kind of makes sense because they want to have one DPS mid, one DPS rotating along with the group. But Fracture now all alone. Okay, doing a nice job going in there. Unfortunately, there's not enough damage at this point in the game to actually take down about that just alone. A nice stun coming out from Sango, and they managed to take out Tacitor, not even getting to use his prescience there, and just go invincible and walk away. So we're going to take a quick look at those talents in the meantime. So we're going to see full-on shift build probably coming out of Brightwing. We got the cocktail build. Seasoned Marksman coming out from Ardennis. So we're going to get the extra DPS from him. Gathering Storm, so more of the mage stat style that's been a lot more popular, along with Reverb. So Fracture getting a big caught out here, though. He's going to just barrel roll away. Nothing really to fear here. And the nice 4-man rotation, unfortunately, they have no one sending mid to soak. And you can see right now that Locust body soak is getting the extra soak because they have someone actually sitting mid. Unfortunately for Locust body soak, they don't actually have any of the shrines controlled. But because of the fact that they're not really able to push in the meantime, they've just 4-manned it through and through. They're going to go and grab it pretty quickly. But Fracture in pretty dangerous position right now, and Lady Signs getting the first kill of the game. She's going to just strut away, looking good, no problems whatsoever. And this is going to be the opportunity for Glow Boys to actually get that extra XP that they need and to potentially get the Dragonite. Now, the Dragonite this early in the game is not really going to do too much. It'll basically just hit along the wall a little bit and just maybe take down a tower or two. So Jemp is all alone right now. He is taking some damage from... Oh, and now comes OK Koe, but Jemp is super low. Illidan really wanted that kill. He could taste it, but unfortunately, he didn't get it. A nice job, though, from Locust Body Soak. They're still maintaining their lead over there. And we're going to see them maintain control of those shrines in the meanwhile. So we're just going to go play some footsie once in a while and flip back and forth between these shrines. Both teams just going back and forth, back and forth. So what's interesting is that S-Streamer is up here all alone with Lady Science. Ardennis should not be able to out-push Azag any day. Fracture, though, is getting extremely low here. 80 HP he walks away with, and he just manages to survive. He got that tap, but he needs to still be pretty careful. Sean can come on in and take him down pretty quickly, and Jemp is getting low, uses that Murden toss, but Sean going way too deep into the backlines, and he is now behind the tower, but his team is just sitting on top of him, dropping some heals, but Sango making the great rotation, coming on in, securing that kill, and Glow Boys paying the price for what I assume was an accidental Q. So the problem now for Locust Body Soak is that DJ Not Nice is super low. So they've already managed to hold the top shrine. They flipped the bottom shrine. So no one is probably going to actually get the DK at this point. Everyone's back up, ready to go, and it's just going to be more of the same. Illidan, though, is pretty low, and 3 members are chasing after him. But we got OK coming on in with a nice power slide there. Blue Abyss is getting pretty low, and Illidan's on top of him. But Blue Abyss just manages to walk away. Nothing for him to fear. He did have Jump there to add some kills if needed, but Glow Boys just pulled away, not wanting to get aggressive again, and running into the same situation that they had before, which was they were pretty much safe, harassing out Locust Body Soak, but they overcommitted there from Sean. So we now have control of the mid by Locust Body Soak. Unfortunately, Jemp was trying to trade with Sean, which he's not a DPS, which doesn't work out. Muradin is not going to really out-trade with Illidan. And so going through, we're not seeing anything too crazy. We got the Phase Shield, we got Manic Pixie. Your level 4 for Brightwing is always up in the air of what people want. And anything else we're seeing? Not really anything else special here. We're closing into 9 though, and this is going to be a big turning point for Locust Body Soak. One thing I definitely want to point out here is that Locust has been, almost getting that kill on Tassadar. The Body Soak out of Locust Body Soak has been much better. You'll see that there's pretty much been very little in terms of kills. It's 3 versus 1. But they're a full level ahead, and this is going to be a big point. We're going to see the blind come out from Artemis, which is going to be huge. We're going to see Blink Heal, Mighty Gust, Avatar, and go for the throat. Nothing really crazy there. Jump using that Dwarf Toss right into the fight. Not the best choice of action there, but he's going full ham into this fight right now. Busting out that Avatar. That was an early use of Avatar. I don't really think it was needed at that point, but it looks like they want to try and get control of the shrines. I'm not sure this is the right move to make because they're not really securing a kill at this point. But Illidan is getting super low, and they managed to actually take him down. The polymorph into the stun into go for the throat, just too much for Illidan to actually survive even with a medic on. And Palladium unfortunately gets super low and taken out. He's going to join his friend Illidan there, hurting back. Free one-way ticket, no charge. So for Team Glow Boys, we're going to see Force Wall, Mosh Pit, Devouring Maw, Stim Drone, and Metamorphosis. I do want to point out Lady Science has been holding down the fort up here really well, just because of the fact that the rest of the team has been rotating back and forth while she's been trying to hold this, often in scenarios of 2v1, which has been really helping the Glow Boys. Unfortunately for them, they're now a level and a quarter behind. That is a pretty big gap to come back from in terms of levels, but it's not a loss at this point at all. They don't even have a tower. But we got a nice mosh pit coming in from ETC, and Fracture taking a lot of damage. And down goes ETC. ETC now going down. Everyone's on the retreat for the Glow Boys, but they have control of the shrine again. It's just back and forth shrines right now. No one's able to secure enough kills to actually finish the job. This was the problem I was talking about, where they've essentially put all their eggs in one basket. That basket is Illidan. And Illidan as your basket is a dangerous choice. We see the Stim Drum come out, and the quick gust is just easily counters that Stim Drone. This is why it's getting nerfed. I mean, there was an 80-second cooldown just blown for a 40-second counter to it. But there's no one on the map for Locust Body Soak. We are going to see Fracture, though, come on into ETC. ETC is going to just back on out of there. It was a nice try from OK Koei, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. What they need to start doing is really roaming S4 and sticking S4 because of the fact that a nice stun coming out from Muradin, and Medic is getting dangerously low. Down it goes. Now Palladium has to get out of there, but a nice hammer throw from Fracture finishing off Tassadar. So we got some Dirt Nap buddies, and this should be the first DK of the game 10 minutes in. DJ Not Nice is really wanting to get that. Lady Science, unfortunately, won't be able to stop this at this point. We got 3 members of Locust Body Soak coming on top to ensure that this shrine is theirs. This is a bit of a dangerous positioning from Fracture. He's going around his side, but they do manage to pick it up while top was getting taken and 2 members of Glow Boys were down. This just just continues to add the pressure that they've been applying through their levels and extra talents. A beautiful prism from coming out from DG, not nice, and Sean is taking a ton of damage. That stim drone is not doing a whole lot of good there. It's just easily countered from the combination of Artenis's suppression and the gust. Another nice prism coming out, but I think we got a Mosh coming out, and we got two members of Locust Boys in a Mosh. DG Not Nice is about to drop here, and the chase is now on. Are we going to see another member? In the meantime, though, Valstad actually takes out Zag, and Sean is now having to back. Unfortunately for Glow Boys, they don't manage to secure a kill. They do manage to take down the DK, but at the cost of their fort. This isn't bad. They only traded one fort. They had no deaths there, but 16 has now been hit for Locust Body Soak. And OKKO is now looking like he's not so okay, and down he goes. So this has been a bad situation for Glow Boys multiple times throughout this game. They'll lose one guy. This allows Locust Body Soak to apply the pressure, just kind of soaking, doing what they want. But unfortunately, they're not fully soaking across all lanes. You can see that Zag is pretty much the only thing keeping them in this game. I gotta really applaud the work that Lady Science has been doing there. Just because soaking that lane, making sure that it keeps going, keeps getting soaked to keep his team in the game. So looking at the 16s, we got Bouncy Dust, Concentrated Blast, Zealot Charge, Hammer Time, and Stone Farm. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Probably the most ordinary thing, or out of the ordinary thing, is Thunderstrike. But with an Illidan against them, this is a perfect pickup, because once he gets deep into the backline, you're always going to land an extra 300% damage on that. And in the meantime, Glow Boys are slowly making their way to 16 here. But this is a terrible choice from Sean. Nice dive though. And we're going to see a huge Mosh coming out of here. 3-man Mosh from OKKO, and Sean trying to do some work, but DJ Not Nice is not dead yet, and Sean is all alone at this point. He does manage to dodge. Oh, Sean just managing to survive by the hair of his chinny chin chin. And now OKKO is on the run, but down he goes from the mighty hammer of Valstad. At this point, I don't believe they're going to manage any more kills, but this is really big. Sorry about that, Crazito. There we go. We got better zooming. Lady Science is pretty low over here right now as well. It's just pretty much Palladium and Lady Science to do damage once Illidan is not in the scene. And the march has finally been made for 16. So we got the Dimensional Warp coming in, got Imposing Presence, the Brood Expansion, Shield Sequencer, and Marked for Death. This is very interesting. I'm not a Illidan player by any stretch, and post-rework, it looks like Glow Boys are just going to give this up for the DK. A 14-minute DK can do some work. I don't know how much work they'll do. They're taking a lot of damage jumping DJ Not Nice, but they're also dishing out quite a bit here right now. We got Sean coming all the way deep into the back. A huge 4-man maul coming out from Lady Science, and this could be the time that they need to actually turn around and win a huge fight. Unfortunately, Sean is all alone at this point, and he is taking a ton of damage. But are we going to see a Mosh? There's a potential for a huge Mosh. Artenis is finally dropped first time, and Sean is going for blood. He wants more. He is going to get more because he is Illidan. Illidan knows no end to his hatred. There is a Mosh ready to go, and we got a 2-man Mosh coming out now. Fracture is getting super low, but OKKO is about to drop here as well. Gem is super low. Sango and the DK is about to drop, but he's going to be at full HP. I don't think Glow Boys realizes how dangerous this is. He can go for the throw on multiple members over here. Watch as he goes and tears up Glow Boys. He can still potentially get onto Medic. I don't think they will. They do trade out 1 for 1. That was the time they really needed, but they couldn't dish out enough damage to secure those kills. The biggest issue in that fight was the focus. The focus was all over the map. We had Sean, who was focusing on 2 people not in the mosh, while we had 2 people in the mosh. So splitting that damage probably cost them at least 1 more kill. And that 1 more kill probably would have converted into a snowball of a 3rd kill, which, being down at this point a level and a half, a little under 2 levels, they really needed that. However, they're not out of this game yet. They still have a ton of structures. Not a single keep has been lost. And taking a look, I was mentioning how Zag was just doing massive work. I mean, Lady Science is lifting this team. Like, literally, she lifts. Look at this, 13k. I mean, the rest of the team is not carrying the same XP weight around. While as you can compare to Locust Body Soak, pretty much their team has been evenly soaking in the meantime. Palladium and S-Streamer are getting extremely low. A huge counter maul coming out, but they're not going to be able to make use of this. We had a mistiming coming out from OKKO and Lady Science. That mosh, unfortunately, went to a huge waste. The only upside to this entire scenario were the Siege Golems actually doing work. But Locust Body Soak still has every fort. I mean, they're looking pretty. And this will be the 3rd DK of the game. And now that we've hit 20, it's going to be a very hard game to turn around. And in the meantime, Illidan has just been taken out while we were looking for that. It looks like S-Streamer, though, has actually left. I don't know if this is a rage quit. Neither team is pausing. Oh, there we go. It was and GG, well played, has already been called, it looks like. Please pause. So, looking over to the 20s, we're going to see Storm Shield, Hunter's Blunderbuss, Force of Will, Epic Mount, and Rewind. So we have a little break here in the meantime. So the pressure that Locust Body Soak has been applying throughout this game has clearly been too much. It's 16 kills to 2 kills. And every structure up for Locust Body Soak versus 4 remaining structures. So we got Morales back, but at this point it's 4 members down for Glow Boys. It was a nice try. We got a Mosh coming out, maybe? No, 30 more seconds for that ult, but there's nothing they can do at this point. A nice try coming out from Glow Boys, but overall, very, very nicely done from Locust Body Soak. The combination of their draft and just how they were playing, I really commend. So we'll take a quick look at some of the talents here. Nothing too crazy was chosen as far as I saw. We're going to see Conjurer's Pursuit and Mental Acuity. Actually, I'm not a fan of choosing Mental Acuity in this situation. One, they have an Illidan. So getting that Leeching Plasma is infinitely more useful. 2, there's nothing to really regularly check with Oracle. There's no mines, there's no creep. Kala's Embrace, pretty standard, and the rest is pretty standard there. For ETC, we see Rolling Like a Stone, Double Neck Guitar, Guitar Hero, which is interesting. Guitar Hero is very, very infrequently seen. 50% of the damage dealt by basic attacks isn't very, very high. So it's often not very worthwhile as a pickup. We got Mosh Pit. There were some nice moshes there. We saw one mosh that really, really was a whiff. But OKKO, or Koei, however it's supposed to be said, OK did a great job on most of his moshes. The problem was the draft overall didn't work out well for them. With your only damage coming out for mostly Illidan, Zag to come support that damage. And often, Zag wasn't there to help kill targets. She was busy soaking the top lane all alone, which means that your only other damage is Tassadar, ETC, and ETC is not going to bring home the bacon for dealing out DPS. You can make him into some delicious burgers, but you're not going to bring home bacon with him. And Illidan pretty much left all alone. Like Tassadar going essentially full support without the extra DPS probably really hurt them overall. Now, the alternative here would have been that they had so much sustain with the extra leeching plasmas to really keep that Illidan up there. So for Zag, we're not seeing anything crazy here. Rapid incubation may have actually been necessary here because of how frequently Lady Signs was playing 1v2 and really, really kept Glowboys in the game. We saw a couple nice mauls come out as well from Lady Signs. The real killer for me was that they didn't have Lady Signs rotate down into fights often enough. She was soaking, leaving this scenario as a 4v5. And with Falstad there, they basically got that for free. Falstad comes in, fights 5v4 with Locust body soak, and he just jumps back up. So Zag would never get enough push to really counter the fact that they just lost a member on their team. And everything else looks pretty standard here. Irradiate. I'm not sure if it really helped them, but to be fair, they were lacking in damage. The Stim Drone, unfortunately, I never saw a point where it really turned into a useful ult. Partially because there were the scenarios that I saw it used. It's very easy for Falstad just to counter it, and then Artemis just easily counters it as well. Medevac almost might have been more useful here, where they could have gone and said, we're going to go in like 5-man push something. Then we're going to go and when they respond to us, we'll just go in like Medevac down to the bot lane and 5-man push. And they'll have to respond to us in the meantime. Couples Therapy and Shield Sequencer. For Illidan, we saw Immolation, Friend or Foe, Hunter's Onslaught, Metamorphosis, Nimble Defender, and Marked for Death. So I'm not an Illidan player. I haven't seen what people have decided. What is the go-to? Usually, I've seen people take things like, I don't remember the talent names that they've added in. The one that gives you stacks, allowing you to increase your attack damage. That's a pretty common one. So I don't know if this actually worked out for them in this particular build, but ultimately, Glowboys weren't so far behind in the game. They were down in levels. Structure-wise, they still did a fairly good job, but it just kept getting worse and worse, the situation, as the level lead continued to go into the favor of Locust Body Soak.